everyone, welcome to the Dividing Multi-Digit Numbers Guide and Notes. Let's get started. The quotient is the solution to a division problem. The dividend is the number to be divided by another number, and the divisor is the number that divides into another number. Write the words dividend, divisor, and quotient in the spaces provided below. We've all seen this long division symbol before. What goes inside is the dividend. That's the number that I'm dividing into. On the outside is the divisor. That's what I'm dividing by. And my answer goes up on top, and that's called the quotient. Practice. Identify the dividend, divisor, and quotient of the problems below. So I have 75 divided by 5 equals 15. My dividend is 75. That's what I'm dividing into. I'm dividing it by 5, my divisor, and my quotient or my answer is 15. 100 divided by 20 equals 5. So my dividend is 100. I'm dividing by 20. That's my divisor. And my answer is 5. That's my quotient. Written a little bit differently, 150 divided by 6 equals 25. 150 is my dividend, 6 is my divisor, and 25 is my quotient. Let's review the long division algorithm. So we've done log and division before, and just a quick reminder of the steps to do it. The D is divide, M is for multiply, S is for subtract, C is for check, B is for bring down, R is for repeat. Let's start with the division problem, 312 divided by 24. Start with determining what number does the divisor go into, starting with the left number of the dividend. So 24 is my divisor, and I've got to look, does 24 go into 3? No, because 24 is bigger than 3. Does 24 go into 31? Yes, 24 will go into 31. Now you need to determine how many times 24 goes into 31. And 24 will go into 31 one time. So we're writing the 1 above the 31 because that's what it goes into. Now we will multiply the divisor by the determined part of the quotient. So we're going to go 24 times 1, and that gives me 24. Write this number under the dividend. So we're going to write 24 under 31. Subtract. Subtract the product from the part of the dividend used at the beginning. So now we're going to go 31 minus 24, and that gives me 7. Check. Checking the result of the subtraction problem will help determine that you divided correctly at the beginning. So that's going to help determine that I got 24 into 31 the correct number of times. The result of the subtraction problem needs to be smaller than the divisor, but greater than or equal to 0. So 7 needs to be smaller than when I'm dividing by, in this case 24, but it has to be greater than or equal to 0. And yes, in this case 7 is greater than 0 and less than 24, my divisor. I'm bringing down my next digit of 2, so 2 goes down right there. And we're going to repeat this process until there are no more digits to bring down. So I brought down my 2, so I have 72. Now you need to determine how many times 24 goes into 72. If you don't know, one strategy is to round or estimate. So we could round 24 to 25 because 25 might be an easier number to work with. I'm used to working with 25s. And I could round 72 to 75. I know 25 goes into 75 3 times, so that's a good place to start. So let's try 3 and we can determine if this will work when we check. So we're going to write 3 right there next to the 1. So now multiply. So I'm going to multiply 24 times 3. 24 times 3, and that will equal 72. So I'm going to write 72 right there. And then I'm going to subtract. So 72 minus 72, and that gives me 0. Is 0 greater than or equal to 0? Yes. And is it less than 24? Yes. So I did that part correctly. Bring down. There are no more digits of the dividend to bring down. Therefore, you are done. The quotient of 312 and 24 is 13. The divide step can be difficult when dividing multi-digit numbers by a multi-digit divisor. Rounding the dividend and divisor to the nearest tens can be a good strategy. Trial and error is another strategy that can help you determine part of the quotient. That is why the check step is so important. Let's analyze the check step more. Let's look at the problem 8,445 divided by 15. Let's say a student estimates that 15 will go into 84 6 times. Write this on the quotient space below. So if I'm estimating 15 will go into 84, I'm going to write that right above the 4 digit for the 84. Multiply 15 times 6. So I'm going to, off to the side here, I'm going to go 15 times 6, which is 6 times 5 is 30, 6 times 1 is 6, plus 3 is 9. So 15 times 6 equals 90. Write this in the correct space below. So I'm going to write it right below the 84. What do you notice when you subtract these numbers? So let's go ahead and subtract. I get 84 minus 90. That's going to give me a negative number. Check. Since 90 is greater than 84, right here, 90 is greater than 84, the student overestimated the quotient. 15 goes into 84, so let's try 5 times. Finish this problem in the space below. I'm going to jot down my algorithm here. So we overestimated with 6, so let's try 5. 15 off to the side, 15 times 5. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 2 is 75. So I divided, which is 75. I'm going to subtract 84 minus 75. That gives me 9. Bring down my 4. 15 goes into 94. I know 15 times 5 is 75. Let's try 6. 15 times 6. So that gives me 90. Subtract 94 minus 90 is 4. Bring down the 5. And 15 goes into 45 3 times. And you can just check that off to the side if you need to. 15 times 3 is 45. You minus and subtract, and there's nothing else to bring down. So the quotient is 563. Let's look at another problem. 1,303 divided by 31. A student estimates that 31 goes into 133 times. Write this number in the correct space below. So it's right here. It's over the 0 of 130. Now we will multiply 31 by 3. Off to the side. 31 times 3 equals 93. Write this in the correct space below. So 93, subtract 93 from 130, and that will give me 37. Now I'm on my check step. Notice that 37 is greater than the divisor 31. This means that the student underestimated how many times 31 goes into 130. So 31 goes into 130 not 3 times, but 4 times. Complete the problem in the space below. So we're going to write 4 right there. We're going to multiply and do that off to the side. 31 times 4 is going to be 124. Now we're going to subtract. 130 minus 124 is 6. Bring down the 3. 31 goes into 63 twice. And if you want to do that out to the side, you can, but I know 31 doubled is 62. 63 minus 62 is 1, and I have no other numbers to bring down, so I'm going to write 42 remainder 1. The quotient of 1,303 and 31 is 42 remainder 1. Practice. Determine the quotient of the problems below. Write the quotient in the box. So we have 342 divided by 18. I know 18 doubles 36, so I think it's just going to go in one time. 18 times 1 is 18. 34 minus 18, that's going to give me 16. And 16 is less than 18 and greater than 0. Now I'm going to bring down my 2. 18 goes into 162. I know 18 times 10 is 180. I'm going to try 18 times 9. Off to the side, let's check that. 18 times 9, that's 2, that's going to be 7, so 162. And it looks like I did that right. When I subtract it, I get 0, which is perfect. So 342 divided by 18 is 19. 6,132 divided by 28. 28 will not go into 6, but it will go into 61. Let's estimate here. 28, I can round to 30. 61, I'm going to round to 60. 30 goes into 60 twice. I'm going to try twice and see what happens. 28 times 2 is 56. 61 minus 56 is 5. And 5 is less than 28 and greater than 0, so that works. Bring down my 3. 28 into 53. Well, I know 28 doubled. It's 56. So it must just be one time. 28 times 1 is 28. I'm going to subtract those, and I get 25. 25 is less than 28 and greater than 0. Bring down my 2. 28 into 252. Again, I know 28 times 10 is 280. So let's tie 28 times 9 off to the side. 8 times 9 is 72. 18, 25. Oh, it looks like it's exactly. So 28 times 9 is 252. I subtract that, I get 0, and that's perfect. So 6,132 divided by 28 is 219. 1,372 divided by 14. 14 will not go into 1. It will not go into 13, but it will go into 137. I know 14 times 10 is 140. I'm going to try 14 times 9. So off to the side, 14 times 9, let's see, is 126. Subtract 137 minus 126 gives me 11. 11 is smaller than 14 and greater than 0. Bring down my 2. Let's see, I know 14 times 9 is 126. I'm going to try 8 since it's 1 less and it's 112. So 14 times 8. 8 times 4 is 32. And that actually gives me 112. So 14 times 8 is 112. Subtract, and I get a 0, and that's perfect. 1,372 divided by 14 is 98. Last question, I have 5,730 divided by 21. 21 will not go into 5, but 21 will go into 57. I know 21 doubled is 42, and I think that's what it's going to be. So 21 doubled 42, so we'll write that down. Subtract, I get 15. 15 is less than 21. Bring down my 3. I need to figure out how many times 21 goes into 153. I'm going to round this to 20 and this to 150. 20 times 7 would be 140. So maybe I'll try 7 because that's close with rounding. 21 times 7, that gives me 147. 153 minus 147, that's going to be 6. 6 is less than 21 and greater than 0, so that works. Now I'm going to bring down my 0. 21 into 60, well, 20 goes into 60 3 times, but that might put me over with 21. So let me show you 3 and see what happens. If I put 21 times 3, that gives me 63. When I subtract, that's going to be a negative number. So it's not going to be 3, but it's probably going to be a 2. So 21 times 2, that is 42. 60 minus 42 is 18. 18 is less than 21, but I have no more numbers to bring down. So 5,730 divided by 21 is 272, remainder 18. Okay, everybody, that's it for today. Thank you.